you'll find that the more you watch my YouTube channel, you'll find that I'll just say the most intimate things to you, the the things that you wouldn't normally hear from a human. But part of the point of the channel is as he walks through trash. I don't like this, by the way. Don't litter, right? Um, Definitely don't do it near me. I'll pick up your thing and give it back to you. Part of us taking care of the world is realizing that everything that you do affects the world. You need to understand that the effect is cumulative. You might be 0.0001% of all the dirt that I find on the road, right? But 100% is made up of 100% of 0.001%. So, yeah, um, realize that you're doing something. This is super annoying. I have to carry two phones in order to do this right now because I'm in Zimbabwe and, whatever circumstances I'm in, but I don't want to pirate music anymore. I grew up in a culture where, like, piracy is normal. We can't afford to buy these things. We can't afford to buy Photoshop. We can't afford to buy, um, we can't afford to buy music. One day when I have money, maybe I'll be able to afford to buy music. Can't afford to buy movies. This is the sort of mentality that I've been like growing up with, and I was part of it. But I realized, hey, we must be better men. At what point? At what point do you become honorable if you don't forcibly, even in a way that doesn't make sense, become honorable? Doesn't need to make sense. Um, so I'm only streaming any music that I hear, unless I can buy it, and then it means that I'll just have this YouTube video play whatever amount of times until I'm satisfied with the song, and I'll need to get data or I'll have no song. But I've decided that, hey, I don't want to catch myself out. One, two, I don't want to dull my sensitivities. I know what right and wrong is. I don't want to dull. I don't want to dull myself. I need to become even more sensitive. The way that you become more sensitive is you do more right, and then you can detect more wrong. Shadows become harsher the brighter the light. So amplify the light so that you can actually reach a correct level of purity, or the very best that you can, as his arm gets tired. All right, great. So now for that intimate thing that I wanted to share with you. Uh, and I'll stress again, the reason why I share the intimate stuff with you is it's actually mainly geared towards a photographer like me, a person with a unique artistic path in life. Um, Although I think you'll find it applies more broadly. Um, Would you look at that? A 4-minute introductory section in which we've talked about um, literal trash. Well, yeah. This morning, I decided I'd start like working out seriously. Um, I'm 27 years old. The prime of my body is now. And if I'm ever going to reach the peak of my strength, the peak of my ability, it's now. So I hired a personal trainer, and my objective is like put me near death every single time that we train together. I want to be able to see if you made a Batman out of me, if you made a Bruce Wayne out of me, what would it look like? Bruce Wayne is supposed to be peak human strength, peak human agility, peak human so on, peak human so forth. I don't think I have the genetics for peak human everything. But if you made me the ingredient, what would that come out like? I'm gonna find that out now. And I decided this morning to go on a run, like my first very serious run, a very, very serious one. And I started to think, like, what route should I take? And I thought of a picture that I found a long time ago. Um, it's of my ex. She was like, you know, most impactful, the most impactful relationship I've had in my life, just because um, almost no one knows this, but my inspiration for doing full-time charity work, I think she might be aware. I don't think she understood me when I told her. My inspiration for being a full-time charity worker was my love for her. I loved the blossoming of my love for this person was so much or so large that I realized that I cannot, like, this love cannot just be for you. This love can, like, it's enough to feed everyone. It's enough to give to the world. And that was my inspiration to do full-time charity work for 4 years. I found a picture of her in my drawer, like in one of the drawers where I'm staying. And I always used to run to her house because she's like several neighborhoods away, but if you run, you can make it there in an hour. So I decided to take myself back in time to when I was running to see her. And you know, I'd run very enthusiastically and I'd be very excited to see her. Maybe after a long time of not seeing her because I was doing whatever it was that I was doing. So I wanted to run with the earnestness of seeing her for the first time. And that's the intimate thing I wanted to share with you. I found this picture of her and I'm returning it to her. So I'm gonna do a very earnest, very crazy, I'm gonna throttle my body run. And then I'm gonna go leave it in her mailbox. And that's the last thing I'm gonna leave her. The reason why I'm sharing this is the things that inspire you, to reach your objective or your goal, or the tools that you use, they don't always need to make sense. Just find something genuine to kickstart you off. I'm kickstarting my fitness with this. And then a second lesson within that. Well, not necessarily within that, actually alongside it. Not sure if you're able to detect this. I don't talk to this person anymore. She became very different. So I'm gonna deliver the picture into the mailbox. She'll find it if she finds it, and then I'm gonna leave. So the second lesson in that is do not obsess. This one person was the love of my life and is the greatest of all time of all of my girlfriends, and at the same time, whatever. Do not be obstructed, do not introvert into it. It was pretty good. Just like a bar of chocolate. Don't keep eating chocolate. There is such a thing as too much.